Brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Doctor's Hospital, peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. Kirk Market, experience a world of choice. JN Money, from abroad to Yad. And Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
We ask our listeners and viewers to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
Live from Radio Cayman Studio.
This is For the Record with ORRETT Connor.
Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the Record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
With ORRETT Connor.
Informative, impartial, insightful. This is For the Record. And now, your host, ORRETT.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees so fair. Today is the 5th day of January, 2026, right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. We do hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable weekend. First of all, let me say happy, healthy, and bountiful 2026 to all in the Cayman Islands. Notice I didn't use the word prosperous. Of course, prosperity can come in many ways as well. But whatever you get, we want it to be bountiful as well. Health, extremely, extremely important. If you have good health, then everything follows basically, from that. And those who are experiencing health issues, of course, we see with you as well. And we hope that you will be able to overcome those as well. So we hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable weekend. Again, those of you who are on our roads, which have already started to become quite busy again. So whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or if you're operating any type of motorized vehicle, and we will have more to say about the motorized vehicles as well, we urge you to please be extremely cautious. Ensure that you observe the rules of the road, because the life you save may just be your own. For those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, or if you've celebrated one over the past few days, we have some birthday shout-outs to you as well. We will be sharing those. Not sure whether or not our sponsors are back yet, so you won't hear a sponsor being mentioned. A little bit of housekeeping as well, or because of the renovations that are continuing in our studios, as far as YouTube is concerned, Ms. Susan, help me out here now. As far as YouTube is concerned,
we're streaming on YouTube, but it will be audio only.
Right. So we're streaming on YouTube, but you will hear only audio. So,
and my manners, good morning to everyone.
Yes.
Happy New Year.
And of course, that means that they won't be able to see me with my beard all nice and trimmed up and everything.
Maybe on Wednesday.
not looking rough as I usually do. Of course, I like it that way.
So now you're in the studio with me, and this on-air studio.
Exactly. Right in front of Miss Susan, sitting opposite her in the studio. Very personal this morning,
Yes.
As well. But in a few days, you will see our spanking new redesigned studios, and we know that you will love it as well. And of course, having renovated surroundings, that's not what we're all about what we're about is providing you, the people of the Cayman Islands, with quality and timely news, quality and relevant discussions about issues, whether they be local, whether they be regional, or whether they be international as well. So that's what we're all about. So again, back to the initial point, we are streaming on YouTube, but it will only be the voice, vocal, no video on YouTube. We apologize for that, but that all will be sorted out fairly soon as well. Those of you who have lost loved ones, again, we want to extend our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing. We know over the holiday period, we did lose, several Caymanians, some extremely prominent, some have been impactful. Their lives, their contributions have been extremely impactful to the Cayman Islands. People like Captain Paul Hurlston, the late Miss Francine Gartner as well, who contributed so much to education in the Cayman Islands as well. We're hearing about others who have passed as well, and we want to extend our sincere condolences to the families of all of those who have departed this life. For those of you who are ill, whether you're at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands, we want to wish you a speedy recovery. And again, this morning, we want to say a big hello and happy 2026 to our colleague here at Radio Cayman, Mr. Joel Wilson as well. So we know that he is listening in, so we want to give him a big shout out this morning as well. So folks, I want to thank you for allowing, again, Radio Cayman, and by extension, For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy and sometimes extremely dangerous roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is the show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I have the distinct honor and pleasure of being your host. My name is ORRETT Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, our phone lines are open. We certainly welcome your calls. We want to converse with you. We will not necessarily agree on everything, but we want to hear your views as well. And of course, with me being the host and the moderator, at times, if something is said that is erroneous, I will set the record straight on that as well. So don't get upset when I do that, because there are thousands of persons out there listening, thousands of people out there listening to what you have to say on here. So it is extremely important that we convey information that is as accurate as possible as well. So we do have a caller, but before we go to the phone lines, let's see who's been celebrating birthdays today. Well, we first, let's look at yesterday, and I see where Miss Marlene Galbraith celebrated her birthday yesterday. Marlene Galbraith Webb celebrating her birthday yesterday. We see that 3 days ago, Miss Carolina Hunter celebrated her birthday as well. And we have some upcoming birthdays like Raymond Hydes on January the 13th, Charlotte Jackson, January the 14th, Judith Bennett, January the 15th, Mr. Burns Rankin, January the 18th, my good friend Mr. Alan Moore, January the 23rd, 23rd. Mr. Mark Scotland, my good friend and neighbor, January 26th. Miss Bessie Thompson, our Caymanian historian as well, but she does a lot of things in the background as well in terms of tracking family trees and everything else. So Miss Bessie, no, sorry, got that wrong. That's Miss Joellen. Bessie is Miss Joellen's sister. I'm aging a little bit there. So Bessie Thompson celebrating her birthday on the 28th. Mr. Norman Joseph's coming up on January the 29th. And then Minister Ralston England in February, but we'll need the February ones out in February as well. So happy belated birthday to Miss Marlene Webb Galbraith. We also see that tomorrow, I got to get this sorted out. Okay, Gayleen Meeson, she's celebrating a birthday today. Anya Powery celebrating a birthday tomorrow, 6th of January. Also, Miss Melanie McFeel celebrating her birthday tomorrow, the 6th of January as well. So, folks, if you know someone who's celebrating a birthday or any other momentous occasion, please share that information with us right here on For the Record, and we will give them a birthday shout out. We're going to go to a commercial break. We have a caller on hold, Ms. Susan. Yes. We're going to ask that caller hang in there for a few minutes while we go to this commercial break. When we return, we will converse with you. Folks, please stay tuned. For the Record, we'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Floyd Hulbert Bush, 1911 to 1946. Floyd Hulbert Bush grew up in West Bay. He is said to have had a great sense of humor and was well liked by all. He was married to the former Aletha Perlina Hides, with whom he had one son. As a young man, he was the driver for the first private doctor to come to Cayman, Dr. Thompson. He also fished at Mosquito Keys with his boat, the X-10. At the age of 29, he shipped out to Tampa to look for work and got a place on a merchant marine ship. The ship was captured, and Floyd spent some time as a prisoner of war in Germany. When he came home in 1945, he had severe headaches and finally went to Jamaica for treatment. He was sent to Canada for brain surgery and tragically died there. His body was sent to Jamaica for burial.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Hey, new drivers, don't just drive, drive smart. Cynical and Inspire Cayman's Safe Driver program will show you how. Get real-life simulator training and classroom sessions to help you gain experience, stay alert, and avoid accidents. Learn to recognize risk, manage fatigue, and make smart choices behind the wheel. Certified participants may even pay less for Cynical motor insurance. Learn more and register at Cineco.ky. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
Did you know that you can send money transfers to financial institutions anywhere in Jamaica with JN Money?
You mean I can send money straight to my account and cut out the middleman?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You send your own money to your own account, giving you peace of mind that the money is in your account.
JN Money Transfers to Financial Institution is another convenient service offered by JN Money. You can have this done from any JN Money location. Deposit your money straight to your account without the hassle of asking someone to do it for you. JN Money Transfers to Financial Institutions, making life easier.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget, our custom closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record, our first broadcast for the year 2026. We do have our first caller on For the Record for 2026 as well. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. A happy, healthy, and bountiful 2026 to you.
Good morning, OC, and Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to Geldy in the studio with you, the one that you're sitting next to. You're looking a little frisky out here this morning, all shaved up and looking good and stuff.
Yes.
Too bad. You're not being televised today.
We'll have it all sorted out by Wednesday.
Okay. I want to say also Happy New Year to your listeners out there in the radio land. And also I would like to say condolences to the families of all those great people that we have lost along the way. Those for the entire year and those that was lately in what was supposed to be the festive season, more enjoyable, but, a lot of them was mourning because of loved ones. So I would like also say condolences to them. I heard you made mention to the fact that anyone that comes on and they're a little controversial or whatever, you know how to deal with them or
not controversial. If just to ensure that we get the facts correct. So
you mean out of order?
No, fact checking. No, out of order as well. We'll do that as well.
Yeah, but I hope that little button that you got here on the side don't mean me though.
Everybody thinks that we have this magic button. We don't. You really,
Yeah, well, people make reference. Say, yeah, Graham will fix you. But Lord, Graham, he fix you. He got a little button there for you. So yeah. So see, by the way, I gone down in history.
Mm-hmm.
First person to call for the 2026.
Yes.
Record.
We have to make sure that yes.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see. A little thing out there now. Let me put out something out here now.
Okay.
I'm hearing a lot of people complaining about the fees that have been added for various things, and people are complaining. I'm going to say that we prize this island of not being too poverty infested or ghetto, what they call ghetto infested. For the most part, we're doing pretty good. So good that we got 106 or something. I don't know, but it's over 100 different nationality pouring into the country. To the fact that if their stay here are expired and it's not renewed, they're very much upset and go to the lengths of even taking us to the Privy Council. That's far they would go, right? Which don't give them any rights to really be here except the privilege that we extend, right? And that should be cut off at any particular expiration time. But if you want to be here and then you don't want to pay the fees that have been implemented, then you need to go, because you don't expect, or none of us expect, to buy a Lamborghini with little Toyota money. If we're a high end, then you're supposed to expect to pay high end prices. So for the fact, I will say that people can come here, drive on roads that don't have potholes. I heard a judge from Jamaica, they big talk in the backseat of the car one day when I was driving them around, was that, you notice there's no potholes in Cayman? Even that, they appreciate not having potholes. You can go on the beautiful 7 Mile Beach OC at any particular time. During the festive season, I'm there 5:50 in the morning jogging, and people are still there under the tent with loud music and doing their thing, and nobody to interrupt them. They at the volleyball court turning on the lights. They're at Smith back there taking showers and doing their thing with their barbecue and don't have to pay a price for that. They're at the basketball everywhere, football, and just turning on the lights. OC, nothing, things that they cannot do where they come from. So if we add a little cost to all that, then you need to pay. If you don't want to pay, then you leave. Don't complain. Just go. You pay to play. Cayman, you pay to live. You don't live to pay. And that's just the way it is. And if you can't handle that, my advice to you guys that want to complain, I hear a lot of complaints, OC, and run us down and the likes. My advice to all them, OC, just go. Find another island that allow you to live cheaply and allow you to do whatever you want to do. But you can't come here and do as you feel. That got to stop. Okay?
Yep.
That's my thing for the day.
Got you. Well, Lord Graham, while I still have you on the line, I was thinking about some terminology and some of the things that we would want to ensure that we exercise in 2026. 3 words: one, compassion; the other is tolerance; and the other is coexistence. And based on what you've said, yes, if they don't like it because, they basically have been invited to work here, then there are other options. But those who choose to remain, it is going to be extremely important that we learn to coexist with each other, while at the same time that we as Caymanians do not really surrender those things that we consider to be our birthright. We also want to be tolerant, during this period of time, as well. So we can disagree, of course, without being disagreeable. And then compassion. Compassion, there are so many of us Caymanians who just need a little bit of compassion, a little bit of thoughtfulness, and who want to have an ear listening to them to hear what they have to say as well. If we can even get some of these things or practice some of these, compassion, tolerance, and coexistence, it'll go a long way. What do you think about those?
Well, coexistence, see, I think we have that for a long time. That's why a lot of the people that came here a long time ago are still here, right? You agree?
Yep.
And tolerance, I think we're very tolerant because we accept, see, a lot of things here that were not part of our culture.
Yep.
And our heritage, and because of that, it have inspired that people now think that they can just come and impose anything, their ways on us. But I don't want. See, the reason it came here was because of the way it were. So let's keep it that way, because we can't go. Somebody told me that when she was, I think, in Saudi, she couldn't. When she walked facing the ground, like looking to the ground. She couldn't be looking around at the men. Looking at male figures. She walked with her head to looking to the ground. And when a male figure talked to her, she looked to the ground. She don't look them in the face. They can't hold hands. All those kind of things. And they went there, and even though they were not adopted, they were not accustomed to that, but they had to adopt to those ways. They couldn't go there and change it. So we want to keep the Cayman way. We're not asking for anything out of order, see. We just asking for the way it used to be. The way that it used to be that encouraged you to come here in the first place. So we just want to keep it Cayman flavor, Cayman everything. We just want to keep, and if you can come here and coexist, like you talk about, then we will tolerate you. Now with tolerance come in now, like back in the day when we used to tolerate a lot of people coming, and they coexist with us, and that way the passionate come in, and we were all good. But now we got a new group of people that are coming, and then when they come, then they start complaining. The complaining is about everything. They want it to be like this. They want it to be like that. They want to do everything under the sun. Even breaking the laws. OC.
Yep.
OC, you know how many people that are here on the streets driving a driver's license that are here on work permit? Because you know what, OC, they do it back home. They did not have a work permit back home, and they drive for years driving back home without a driver's license, and they come here and they tend to do the same thing.
Yep.
They get in an accident, they jump out of the car, and they run and leave the car. Those kind of things.
Okay.
So yeah, we can coexist. And we're very tolerant. No, you know that.
Oh yes.
I think we're too tolerant. We'll see sometimes.
Okay, Lord Graham, I want to thank you. Thank you very much. We're going to be here for until 10 o'clock this morning, so the phone lines will be open. No guests are scheduled. Welcome you to call back as well. We have lots to talk about. I have lots of information to share with you, including the governor and the premier's New Year's messages, their messages to the people of the Cayman Islands as well. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. Record will be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
Thank you, Mr. Connor. And the studio time by Foster's is a minute after 8.
45 years ago, Foster's opened its doors to the Cayman community. What began as a store became something more, a place of trust, care, and connection.
We grew because you welcomed us. We endured because you believed in us. And through every season, we've been honored to serve not just your needs, but your lives.
As we step into our 45th year, we embrace better. Better care, better experiences, and a deeper commitment to the community we call home.
Foster's is better because you cared.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Kersley Fuller. The Civil Service is working to reach its goal of having risk registers for more than 70 government entities by March 31st.
One of the criticisms from our Auditor General was that we were not doing enough around risk. So we have national risk like a hurricane or an earthquake, those kind of things. If there's a financial crisis as we had in 2008 in the United States. Those things all affect us from the outside. But within the civil service, then, what are the risks facing individual departments?
Speaking on Radio Cayman's The Buzz, Deputy Governor and Head of the Civil Service, the Honorable Franz Manderson, told listeners the plan is to anticipate potential risks and put plans in place to tackle them, or better yet, mitigate them.
For example, CBC, are they prepared for a mass influx of migrants? WRC, are they prepared in the event that there's a global financial crisis? 10,000 people leave. That's going to be an impact on government revenue. That's going to be an impact on the job market. So it's about getting ahead of risk and saying, well, what are the major risks facing each individual department, and then putting plans in place to mitigate against those risks.
Mr. Manderson says one of the major risks in the civil service is, quote, strategic misalignment. Basically, are the individual departments and ministries working together?
We have done, I think, a brilliant job getting us to where we are today. What we're doing now is taking us to that next level, to be the world-class civil service, is that we have to do a lot of work around risk and make sure that the civil service and the elected government is one, all working together for the betterment of our people.
The Deputy Governor says the ongoing work is going, quote, very well, spearheaded by the Civil Service's Chief Risk Officer. And the Central Planning Authority is back after a short break over the holidays, meeting on Wednesday with a relatively short agenda. Included is a contested application for land clearing and excavation on Rum Point Drive in Northside. In its comments, the Department of Environment said drone imagery taken on July 2nd showed that the site had already been cleared, and is, quote, therefore now of little ecological value, adding it would not have supported preemptive clearing. The CPA will discuss if the applicant's reasons for the clearing and excavation are, quote, sufficient to approve the application. The CPA will also consider an application for 12 townhomes and a swimming pool on Shamrock Road and Spots, which is facing public objections. Double T Investments pitch for a mixed-use building on Crew Road, and a commercial parking lot application from 1GT Limited on Elgin Avenue. There are also 3 after-the-fact applications on Wednesday's agenda, which you can find online at planning.ky. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Karsley Fuller.
BBC News with Emily Thomas. Delcy Rodriguez is due to be officially sworn in as Venezuela's interim president shortly, 2 days after US troops seized Nicolás Maduro from Caracas. Ahead of the ceremony at the National Assembly, Ms. Rodriguez struck a conciliatory tone in a message addressed directly to President Trump. But Mr. Trump has again insisted the US is now in charge of Venezuela. Nicolás Maduro is due to appear in a New York court later today on drugs charges. China has accused the United States of acting as the world's policeman and judge following the abduction of Nicolás Maduro. It's expected to air its concerns when the United Nations Security Council meets in emergency sessions shortly. Cuba has confirmed that 32 of its citizens, all military or intelligence personnel, were killed during the American military operation to remove President Maduro from Venezuela. A court in Paris has found 10 people guilty of cyberbullying the French president's wife, Brigitte Macron. They spread false rumours on social media that Mrs. Macron was born a man. The defendants have been given sentences ranging from suspended prison terms to cyberbullying awareness training. China's leader Xi Jinping has welcomed his South Korean counterpart Lee Jae-myung on a 4-day state visit with a ceremony in the Great Hall of the People. Relations between Beijing and Seoul have thawed. That's the latest world news from the BBC.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store, or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio. For the Health of It, heard on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and repeated on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. Brought to you by UHealth International, University of Miami Health System. International patients go to UHealth International for consultations with renowned physicians, advanced treatment technologies, leading-edge medical therapies, and state-of-the-art surgical procedures. Whatever your particular reason for going to UHealth International, you will receive customized medical care delivered within a compassionate, multicultural setting. The care you need when you need it.
Craving something bold, juicy, and packed with flavor? Introducing KFC's new crispy barbecue sandwich served on a soft, buttery brioche bun. That's 100% KFC premium chicken breast, perfectly crispy, deliciously smoky with crispy onions, cheddar cheese, and barbecue sauce. Just the right amount of messy in the best way possible. Stacked with layers of bold KFC flavor, this sandwich is your new obsession. But hurry, it's only at KFC for a limited time. So what are you waiting for? Get yours today at any of the 3 KFC locations on island. KFC, finger licking good, just got bolder.
Pleasant good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 78 degrees. Relative humidity is 79%. The barometric pressure is 29.98 inches and rising. The wind is north-northeast at 11 knots. Overnight low temperature was 76 degrees. Synopsis indicate moderate to locally fresh winds will be expected throughout today as a ridge of high pressure builds across the northeast Caribbean, maintaining stable conditions. However, a surface trough lingering across Jamaica will continue to weaken throughout the day and slowly drift towards the Cayman area late tonight, bringing the chance of showers for Tuesday morning. Satellite imagery shows some scattered multi-layered clouds across the northwest Caribbean. Now the forecast for today, calling for partly to fair skies with a 20% chance of showers, and temperatures will be in the low 80s with a heat index of 87 degrees Fahrenheit. Your winds will be northeasterly at 10 to 15 knots with higher gusts, and seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with cloudy spells and a 30% chance of showers early tomorrow morning, and temperatures falling to the mid-70s tonight. Your winds will be northeasterly at 10 to 15 knots with higher gusts, especially over Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, and seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet. Today's high tide will occur this morning at 11:20, low tide this evening at 5:44, and a high tide again tonight at 11:23. The sun will set this evening at 6 and will rise tomorrow morning at a minute after 7. And the outlook is calling for a chance of some isolated showers at times through Wednesday morning. Thereafter, the trough is expected to move into the Bay of Honduras, allowing for generally stable and fair conditions by midweek as the ridge once again influences the Cayman area. And that's the very latest on your weather report.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Good morning. Let's check in with traffic, see what's happening on the roads. We're hearing of an accident in the vicinity of the Camana Bay roundabout, so please drive with extra caution. As we look to the east, further up on Shamrock Road, flowing at a moderate pace. Further down, a little different story as traffic a little steadier as you approach the Linford Pearson Highway. Slight delays expected. Slow moving traffic on Crew Road heading to Georgetown. Heading east on Crew Road, traffic is moving on pretty good. And traffic moving at a moderate pace on Edward Street. Moderate flow of traffic in both directions on North Sound Road as well as Shedden Road. As we look to the West Bay area, West Bay four-way stop flowing nicely. On the West Bay Road in front of the Ritz, traffic is moderate in both directions. Boyne Roberts Drive, no issues there. It's traffic light to moderate. If you see any other accidents, let us know by calling us at 949-6990. Join us again at about 10 minutes past 12 o'clock. We'll give you another look at traffic. Remember, click it or ticket.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just a delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Have your say on fishing in Cayman in a public survey available now until January 9th. The Ministry of Health, Environment and Sustainability is running a public survey on local fishing and proposed changes to who can fish in our waters and what fish and shellfish they can take. Share your views online or at community booths across the islands. Visit publicconsultation.gov.ky for all the details. Your voice can help shape the next chapter for fishing in the Cayman Islands.
For the Record with ORRETT Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record, our first broadcast for the year 2026. I want to thank our listeners. One of our listeners has written in and said, good morning, so thankful that you are back on the radio, but more so thankful to God for another new month and for the blessings that he has bestowed upon us. God's blessings forever be with us all. The person goes on to say, let us all try to give God thanks more and complain less. Yeah, I agree with that listener, that writer as well. When Lord Graham was on, I was going to say that, sometimes those persons who have, in the old days they would say, have it made. They have a tendency to complain more. I guess because they may have more to lose at the end of the day? Because the person who has less or little or nothing, they don't complain. They just, try to make it through life. And, they're out there, struggling and trying. They don't have time. They simply don't have time to complain, as well. One of our listeners also inquired whether or not the relevant a member of parliament or minister or civil servant will be coming on to For the Record to explain the new rules for the e-bike and scooters, etc. And that is being arranged. Yes, that will take place as well. Also, when Lord Graham was on, I was searching for this, couldn't find it, but I did because I forwarded it to several persons. But I want to share it now. We know that last year, changes to immigration was, quite a hot topic, and it will continue to be a hot topic here in the Cayman Islands, as well. I think what we all have to realize at the end of the day, that what the government is doing, they're doing it so that it can benefit all of the people of the Cayman Islands. For those businesses who may feel that certain measures are pretty tough, although we do understand that the changes to the immigration legislation as well as to the changes in the fee structure, that those relevant organizations have gone along and have agreed to those changes as well. Because whatever the government is attempting to do, they're attempting to do it to benefit all of the Cayman Islands. So it isn't them and us situation where the people versus businesses. Part of the government's role is to create and maintain an environment, political, social, and otherwise, an environment that is conducive for businesses to be able to operate in the Cayman Islands. So you need to understand that. I have not heard any member of government, any minister, say that they're anti-business in the Cayman Islands. But we all have to give up something sometimes to get something as well. Those of you who may be interested, again, immigration issues, there's an article in the Guardian newspaper. I think this was on the 29th of December, 2025. Folks, listen to this carefully. The number of people who say that British people must be born in the UK is rising, the study says. So what they're basically saying is, if you want the number of persons who are saying that in order for you to be British, that you must be born in the UK is rising as well. And I'll just read a part of it. It says the number of people who believe Britishness is something you are born with has almost doubled in 2 years, according to research that warns of a rising tide of ethno-nationalism in Britain. So when you hear people in the Cayman Islands talk about generational Caymanians and making a distinction between persons who were born in the Cayman Islands who have Cayman blood flowing through their veins and others, it is not something that is exclusive to the Cayman Islands. That thought is prevalent in many other jurisdictions, as well. So I just wanted to share that with you. It is always good to read and to see what other persons are thinking, how they are thinking, and to decipher, all of that, and then compare it to what you think and what is happening, in our jurisdiction as well. So just wanted to share that with you. Also, as I promised earlier, we want to share the New Year's message from the governor, from the premier, and I believe we do have one also from the leader of the opposition. This one is from the governor, and it says, "Hello, everyone," and you would have heard this on Radio Cayman as well. I'm not sure if they, on our news, whether or not we shared the entire message. It says, "Hello, everyone. I wanted to take this opportunity as we stand on the threshold of the year 2026 to wish you and your loved ones all a very, very happy new year." She goes on to say, "I guess this is a time where we look back over the whole year with a sense of gratitude for all the good experiences we had, and indeed a sense of gratitude for the challenges and perhaps some of the resilience that we feel that these have given to us. And I hope as well that as we look forward to 2026, we do so in a spirit of optimism and courage and compassion." So she used one of those words that I shared this morning as well, compassion. Sometimes it feels that here in Cayman, we are a set of small islands in a world of change, and sometimes quite a lot of uncertainty as we look out away from our borders. But I know as we look forward to the new year, 2026, we do so united in our determination to continue to grow Cayman's economy, to make sure that our public services and government are delivering adequately for everyone, to continue to build our sense of community in this wonderful, diverse nation and to celebrate Cayman's very, very special culture, and ultimately also to reach out away from our borders across to find new friends, new opportunities, so that we can continue to strengthen Cayman's place in the world. I also wanted to say a special thank you to Premier Andre Ebanks and his government, to the whole of Parliament, to the Deputy Governor and the Attorney General, and indeed to all of you, that everybody across the whole country and all of our islands who continue to bring your talent and ideas so that we can make sure that the next year will be another successful and special one. And so, wherever you are, however you are celebrating, I wish you a healthy, happy, and successful coming year 2026. That was from Her Excellency, the Governor. We have, let me find now the premiers. This is from 2026 New Year message from Premier Honorable Andre Ebanks. My fellow Caymanians, residents, and friends, as the clock strikes midnight and we embrace the dawn of a new year, 2026, I warmly convey best wishes to you and your families for a year filled with prosperity, peace, and good health. May this 2026 be marked by new opportunities and even greater achievements for our beloved islands. Let the community spirit, the warmth, and unity that defines us remain as the bedrock of our society, shining brightly in every district. We, of course, don't know for certain what the next 365 days will bring for the 3-4-5, like that fact that he used that phrase, 3-4-5, or area code. But we do know that with faith and purpose, we'll celebrate triumphantly and overcome challenges. We'll be a people whose children and whose children's children will see us standing strong as examples of what kindness, patience, and love and resilience looks like. Behold, in 2026, all things can become new for me, for you, and for our country. The future of the Cayman Islands is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice. Let us choose faith over doubt. Let us choose innovation over stagnation. Let us choose work together, all learning to make 2026 the best year yet for the Cayman Islands. May God bless you all, and may God continue to bless the Cayman Islands. Happy New Year. Those were the messages from Her Excellency the Governor and the Premier of the Cayman Islands, the Honorable Andre Ebanks. Are you ready for me to come to you now, Ms. Susan, with the commercial break? I will now look for the message from the Leader of the Opposition and share that with you as soon as we return from this commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Hey, new drivers, don't just drive, drive smart. Cynical and Inspire Cayman's Safe Driver program will show you how. Get real-life simulator training and classroom sessions to help you gain experience, stay alert, and avoid accidents. Learn to recognize risk, manage fatigue, and make smart choices behind the wheel. Certified participants may even pay less for Cynical motor insurance. Learn more and register at cynical.ky. Cynical, keeping Cayman covered.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price and a service to make you smile. At Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio, so I will be sharing with you, I have shared with you earlier, the New Year's message from Her Excellency the Governor, from our Premier, the Honorable Andre Ebanks, and I will now share with you message, New Year's message from the Leader of the Opposition. It starts by saying, good evening, Cayman Islands. As we start on the threshold of a new year, we reflect on the journey we've shared, the triumphs, the challenges, and the strength of our people. For love of country, we remain committed to uplifting every community and protecting the future of these islands we call home. As we welcome the new year, we do so with cautious optimism. Caymanians are resilient and capable, but we must remain vigilant as important decisions are made that will shape the future. Over the past months, the People's Progressive Movement has raised serious concerns about the government's approach to the national budget. Significant borrowings has been proposed without sufficient clarity and around long-term planning or accountability. Responsible financial management must protect today's needs without burdening future generations, and Caymanians deserve transparency and people-focused investment. Immigration reform is another issue causing uncertainty for families and businesses alike. While protecting Caymanian opportunities is essential, the lack of clear communication and consultation has created confusion and concern. Immigration policy must be balanced, practical, and well understood, strengthening our workforce while safeguarding Caymanian livelihoods. Looking ahead, the PPM continues to grow as a movement rooted in community and civic duty. Through the expansion of our women's arm and our youth arm, and by encouraging everyday Caymanians, especially young working Caymanians, to step forward, we are building leadership that reflects the real experiences of our people. Leadership exists beyond Parliament. It lives in our homes, workplaces, and communities. Our country needs fresh voices, practical solutions, and leaders who understand the matters of everyday life. From our PPM family to yours, Happy New Year. Now more than ever for love of country. So that was the New Year's message for coming from the leader of the opposition. These are my observations in relation to this, not as upbeat as what came from the governor, what came from the leader, the premier as well. Not as upbeat. And I guess sometimes, you know, we how do I say this? We develop a profile in terms of the fact that when you're in opposition, you have to ensure that you also, while you may agree with certain things, that you also have to show a differing point of view, you know, as well. Personally, I'm saying this, and some of you may say, well, your personal views should not be injected into this. Well, I chose to share this with you, even though it was sent publicly. Personally, I believe it could have been, you know, more upbeat in terms of its delivery. Didn't hear a lot here about what the opposition will be doing in terms of working, you know, with the government. Of course, we didn't hear from the premier either as to what the government will be doing working with the opposition as well. Just my observations. I feel, you know, it could have been, you know, much more upbeat for the new year than it was. What do you think? What do you think? Share your views, you know, with me. Let me know, you know, how you feel in that regard as well. Something else I want to share, I'm going to share with our audience, and this is basically in memory of the late Miss Francine Gardner. There was an article in the Tradewinds newspaper when she was training as a teacher. And this was the 18th of November, 1965 in the Tradewinds newspaper. And there's a photograph of the young Francine Elaine, then Terry, of Bordentown, just 18 years of age, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ellsworth Terry, also of Bordentown. Francine has passed her third year Jamaica local examination and is now teaching as a probational teacher at the Bordentown Junior School. She plans to take further studies next year. If her plans work, she will be a student at Mico College in Jamaica. Find the rest of it. She wants to be a qualified teacher so that she may be able to help her islands to gain a higher standard of education. Francine is wished every success in her undertaking. And these are my words now. Indeed, she was extremely successful and made a huge impact on education in the Cayman Islands. So in 1965, at the age of 18, She finished the Jamaica local exams. And those of you who are around my age, some may be a little bit younger, some may be a little bit older. If you remember the Jamaica local center, how many of you remember Miss Plunkett? Miss Plunkett from Jamaica, who was in charge of the Jamaica local center as well. She was something else. Miss Plunkett was something else. But I just wanted to share that article in memory of the late Miss Francine Gardner, who unfortunately passed away. And her funeral service will be on Saturday the 10th of January at the Webster Memorial Church, if I recall what was announced on when Miss Susan shared the death announcements earlier. Let's see what okay, so we I'm advised, and I had planned on sharing this from the time I saw it, that this is one of the things that I would do on my show, but I'm reliably advised that all of the messages were shared in full on numerous times on New Year's Day on Radio Cayman as well. Those are the messages from the governor, New Year's message from the governor, New Year's message from the premier, New Year's message from the leader of the opposition as well. Just checking the WhatsApp messages that may have come in as well. That one is a voice message. Can't play that on here because I'm not sure what it is. Okay. I think I have covered all of those. There are persons who talk about Cayman, and some persons who are concerned whether or not we do sufficient background checks on persons when they're applying for work permits, usually in the form of criminal. Whether or not they have any criminal convictions, but there are also issues that are sometimes raised in relation to qualifications as well. And I'm trying to find this article that I shared with others as well, and I want to share it with you. I'm sure that the relevant entities here in the Cayman Islands, the regular entities here in the Cayman Islands would be having an interest in this, whether some may be aware of it as well. Just bear with me, trying to find it. Here we go. So we know that in the Cayman Islands, we have, what is it now? Is it still the Big Five or the Big Three or whatever in terms of accounting firms in the Cayman Islands? And those of you who may be involved in the accounting industry know that whereas in earlier times we saw accountants coming from selected jurisdictions, now we see more accountants coming from many more jurisdictions than we saw in the past. So there's an article in The Guardian newspaper, again on the 29th of December, 2025. Some of you will say, what in the world was OC doing on the 29th of December? All he was doing, reading newspapers or what, waiting for the new year to come along. This article, and I folks, this is extremely important because I believe that many of you will agree that we may not be doing as extensive a background check as needs to be done in relation to those persons who we grant work permits for. Now, that burden should not be shared solely by the government, by the authorities, by work, but also those individuals, those companies, those entities who are applying for work permits for them as well. So here's what they found out that they're doing. Here's what the UK is doing. It says that the UK accounting body will be halting remote exams amid cheating. So I'm going to share part of this article with you. It says candidates will have to sit assessments in person unless there are exceptional circumstances, says ACCA. And that is the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants. It says the world's largest accounting body is to stop students being allowed to take exams remotely, to crack down on a rise in cheating on tests that underpin professional qualifications. That phrase there, tests that underpin professional qualification, what that means is that those are the tests that will determine whether or not you will get your professional qualification as an accountant, okay? Says the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, which has almost 260,000 members, has said that from March, it will stop allowing students to take online exams in all but exceptional circumstances. And there's a quote here, we're seeing the sophistication of cheating systems outpacing what can be put in terms of safeguarding. That is a quote made by Helen Brand, the chief executive of the ACCCA, that she said that in an interview with the Financial Times. The article goes on to point out that remote testing was introduced during the COVID pandemic to allow students to continue to be able to qualify at a time when lockdown prevented in-person exam assessments. In 2022, the Financial Reporting Council, FRC, the UK's accounting and auditing industry regulator, said that cheating in professional exams was, and I quote, a live issue at Britain's biggest companies. A number of multi-million-dollar fines have been issued to large auditing and accounting companies around the world over cheating scandals in tests. The FRC's investigation found that instances of cheating also included some Tier 1 auditors. That is a category comprising Big Four accountants, KPMG, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Deloitte, and EY, along with Mazars, Grant Thornton, and BDO. In 2022, EY agreed to pay a record $100 million, which is the equivalent of £74 million, to U.S. regulators over claims that dozens of its employees cheated on an ethics exam that the company then misled investors. The ACCA said it had concluded that online tests have become too difficult to police, given the rise in artificial intelligence tools available to students. Brandt said the ACC, which has more than 500,000 students, has worked intensively to combat cheating, and, I quote, people who want to do bad things are probably working on at a quicker pace. She added that the rapid rise of technology led by AI tools has pushed the issue of cheating to a tipping point. Last year, the Institute of Chartered Accountants in England and Wales, which also trains accountants across the world, said reports of cheating were still increasing. However, the CAEW still permits some exams to be online. There are very few high-stakes examinations now that are allowing remote investigation, Brand said. So, we have a lot of accountants here. My question, it may be a rhetorical one. Will those accounting firms in the Cayman Islands, and we know that we certainly don't have enough accountants, Caymanians moving into the accounting industry. I think the last figure that I heard, I think we were producing something like about 3 per year. That's not a whole lot to fill the demand here in the Cayman Islands. But in order to ensure that we are getting quality candidates, quality persons in our workforce, are the accounting firms here or the regulatory body here, will they be doing some sort of review, maybe to see how many of those individuals that they have within their organization actually took their exams online, and what, if any, implications it may have? I'm just saying. I believe with that, Ms. Susan, you want me to come to you with a commercial break. We'll talk a little bit more about online examinations. We know also that we have a language test here in the Cayman Islands for persons on work permit. We'll talk a little bit about that as well. Is it possible that they could be using AI to cheat on that as well? Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
There you go, sir. Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone, and other bills never late. Every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite Band-Aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. Don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
For the record, with ORRETT Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record, our first broadcast on For the Record for the year 2026. We hope and we trust, we wish for you happy, a healthy, and a bountiful 2026 as well. I'm sure that many of you have made New Year's resolutions. Some may have already broken them, but still enough time for you to take corrective action and get back, on track, as well. Saw an interesting, Susan, I'm going to talk to you since you were right here in the studio with me. Saw an interesting story the other day about the use of alcohol worldwide, especially amongst young people. It is decreasing, which is good news. It is dropping. that is great news that we see the use of alcohol dropping as well. Of course, those countries then that rely on alcohol taxes right here in the Cayman Islands, we do as well. There are high taxes on alcohol importation in the Cayman Islands. Those countries that rely on that may not be good news to them from a financial standpoint, but from a health standpoint, it certainly is good news to see the decline in alcohol use as well. Do we have a caller on
We have a caller, but before that, there's a message that came in about vaping.
Okay.
We see an increase in vaping amongst the young people as well. They said, Happy New Year. Please tell the government to ban vapes for 2026 or increase tax to $50 per vape. Interesting. Let's go to the caller.
Okay, caller, good morning. You hear that beautiful radio voice of Miss Susan Watson, my co-host in the studio with me this morning?
I'm not sure about that. I'll take it.
Sound like that beautiful voice could be replacing you.
Yeah, and I would not have a problem with that at all. She would do an excellent job. She probably outshine me in many ways.
Oh yeah. The vaping, and she suggested 50. Oh no, we got to put that up a little higher. And cigarettes got to go up a little higher. Heinekens and all them kind of things got to go up a little higher, so that they don't consume as much as they are consuming, because they won't be able to afford too many cases. Some guys can still sit down and drink a whole case. Or afford to drink a whole case. So we can do that. And then I heard you made mention of people coming here for work permit and not being properly screened. I think me and you might have had a conversation before where a person coming here and being here for 6 months, and then we deem him to be the best person in the world. I think, every time that individual need a work permit or let's not just work permit, but a police record. Mm-hmm. He need to get one, yes, from here, Cayman, proving that he been at his best behavior. And if he wasn't, we would probably get rid of him anyway, right? So he should also get one from here and one from his place of origin. Wherever he come from, he still need to get a work permit, police record. And I say that to say this, OC. I know of a good friend of mine, yours, who assisted a person from Central America to get a good police record to come here.
I need to know who that friend is, because they're not going to be my friend anymore.
During the pandemic, OC, people had to leave. That person left after being here for quite some time, went back. Now that person is still in her place of origin because no one to help her now get a clean police record. No, you see, she ended up getting the real police record, and she couldn't use it to come back here. So what I'm saying, eventually, that their contact might not be there no more, and we will eventually get the right police record. You see, so that is one thing, and then another thing we'll see. There's a lot of people who have went to the Americas and committed crimes that land them in jail. Land them in jail for quite some time, and deported from America back to their homeland. But then they get a good police record in their country and use that to come here. But yet they served time in the U.S. and then deported back to their homeland, but yet they got a good police record home and come here. I don't know if we can link, or is there a way? Do we have a link with the U.S. like that we can tell if get some information on that?
There's a way at one point in time, and I'm not sure because I've been out of immigration for quite some time, but there was always that sharing of information especially for deportees. Now, and what you're talking about now, we see because of the mass deportations that are taking place in the U.S., it makes us even more susceptible, even more vulnerable, to that happening here as well. Now, there are companies who will provide the type of service that will do background checks. Now, people are already complaining about the high cost of work permits. But for every work permit that is being applied for, that company that is applying for that work permit for that individual, if they're required to have to provide a background check from a reputable company that does those background checks, that could help to solve the problem. But it doesn't come cheap. At least it didn't come cheap when the government was considering it years ago, because there was one local firm here that did some research on it. It would have cost something like about $3,000 at that time. And this was, if we're looking at in the 90s, early 2000s, it would have cost about $3,000 per search. Now with AI and everything else, it may be a little bit cheaper to do so. But the question is, if we want to protect our borders, and we want to do that from outside the Cayman Islands or from within the Cayman Islands, do we want to leave any stone unturned in terms of checking the backgrounds of those persons that we're going to allow to come and work and live amongst us?
So, OC, wouldn't Interpol give us access to something like that, or no?
I'm sure that there's ways of getting it, but should it be the burden for the government, or should it be placed on the person who's applying for the work permit to provide? We say this is where we want it from, and they come up with it. Like I say, there are companies who will do background checks and provide them.
Yeah, but they are coming with a clean police record from place of origin, from where they're coming from. It's just that we're not aware that they have committed some crimes somewhere else.
I understand that, but the company then would not only be doing it from their country of origin or where they last resided, but they would be doing worldwide checks on the individual.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but then, we'll see. I don't know if a company, like you say, would take that process, because, you say a little costly. And
yeah.
So I don't know if they would go that far.
But if they want a work permit, then they would have to go through the whole process of ensuring that.
Yeah. If that's probably the recommendation that you do it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But for them to do it, I'm just up and wants to find out whether that person is worldwide at good behavior. Then I don't think they would go there without being recommended or imposed on to do it. Yeah.
Lord Graham, thank you very much. We're going to our headline news. Folks, when we return, one of our listeners has sent a message about how they remember what immigration used to do in the early days. I will share that with you. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Radio station. Radio Cayman is the voice of the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
After earning 2 satisfactory judgments in 2020 and 2023, the team at the Office of Education Standards rated Sister Janice's Early Learning Center as weak during a full inspection in February. This necessitated a follow-through inspection in the fourth quarter of last year. The OES says Sister Janice's has since made satisfactory progress in addressing all of the recommendations. In international news, dramatic images show Venezuela's seized President Nicolas Maduro being transferred to a New York court. In handcuffs and escorted by armed officers, Maduro can be seen with his wife. The pair are charged with various drugs and weapon offenses. Maduro and his wife were seized at their Caracas compound on Saturday and flown to the U.S. as part of a dramatic special forces operation. Allies of the deposed leader, including China and Iran, are calling on the U.S. to release him. Beijing says Washington's actions are a, quote, clear violation of international law. Meanwhile, Venezuela's new leader is being sworn in before the country's National Assembly. And Donald Trump has again proposed annexing Greenland after Denmark's leaders urged him to, quote, stop making threats over the island. Speaking to reporters, the U.S. president said, quote, we need Greenland from the standpoint of national security. He's reportedly raised the prospect of the semi-autonomous Danish territory becoming annexed as part of the U.S., citing its strategic location for defense purposes and mineral wealth. Those are your headlines. I'm Karsley Fuller.
More news available at www.radiokman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
At HSA, we strive to provide the highest standard of care with compassion, integrity, and dedication. And so we say thank you, Cayman, for continuing to make us the most awarded organization on island by voting us the best of Cayman Islands in 9 medical categories. Your support reminds us why we do what we do, to serve the Cayman community with kindness and excellence. To find out more about our award-winning services, visit hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
For the Record with ORRETT Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio. Our phone lines are open. We have a WhatsApp number 925-3261. We have a toll-free number provided courtesy of Flo. That toll-free number is 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037, 949-6990 as well. And in WhatsApp not working?
No, it's working. It's
okay.
just that the WhatsApp caller just hung up there.
Oh, we did have a WhatsApp caller.
So we'll just invite them to call back.
Invite them to call us back as well. And just to let you know, we will soon be in our spanking brand new renovated studios in the next few days as well. So I did a Google search in terms of can AI be used for language tests? And the answer is, the AI overview is that yes, AI can be used to generate answers for language tests, and studies have shown that it can achieve passing or even above average scores on certain types of assessments. However, using AI in this way for official exams is generally considered academic misconduct and is often prohibited. So my question had to do in relation to the language, or my observations had to do with the language tests that those persons who are coming to the Cayman Islands on work permits from non-English speaking countries are required to demonstrate their aptitude to at least communicate in English. And I know that in the past I have seen comments from people who say, "Oh, I've gone into this store and or this particular establishment, and I asked the person there a question, and they couldn't understand what I was saying because they couldn't speak English. And the question would be, how are they able to get through the cracks as well? I must say, though, I must point out to you, and this is something that maybe the government needs to take into consideration now, because let me tell you something, that AI, oh boy. And it's not, when it's talking about AI, it's not saying, hey, I. It's artificial intelligence. So when you hear someone say AI, they're not hailing at you, as well. But we've come a long way in relation to the English test, because I remember in the old days when it was first being administered, it was done. And it was done randomly, just basically had a conversation with the person to see exactly whether or not they understood, and it was determined. So there was nothing scientific or formal about it. That we've changed that. We've seen there had been scandals within the immigration department in relation to that English test and people avoiding it as well. So we have come a long way, but we also now need to look at what AI is able to accomplish in that regard as well. So in addition to those persons taking professional examinations and using AI, this is something that we have to guard against as well. It's of importance to business establishments also. It's important to you as well. So this person said that I remember once when people arrived here, immigration would call the person who they were coming to, and they would ask questions to really know if the person knew each other. Why did that stop? Well, my answer to that would be that we certainly got a little bit more sophisticated in terms of our approach. And of course, also when we expanded the visa regime to other countries, and part of that visa regime is that you have to have a sponsor if you're coming to the Cayman Islands. In some instances, if you're coming to the Cayman Islands to visit, that you would have to have a sponsor and whatnot. So that is why that was discontinued. But yes, I remember the days when you would have people queued outside the customs area in Roberts International Airport, and the immigration officers, especially those from enforcement, would go outside and call out a name, John Brown, and you show yourself, are you expecting someone? Who's the person that you're expecting? Sometimes the name that they gave you outside and the name of the person inside were totally different. So that's how you knew that that they were trying to get something past you. But yes, it used to be done. But I believe now that the visa regime, the visa requirements have sort of addressed, quite a bit of that as well. Moving on to a different topic. Any callers on hold, Ms. Susan? We're moving on to a different topic, and I would need to find it. The question that the Deputy Leader of the Opposition, Honorable Kenneth Bryan, posed to the governor in relation to the situation in Venezuela, and whether I don't want to paraphrase. I don't want to paraphrase, so I'm going to look it up first, and once I find it, then I can share that with you. But I do know that there are some views out there that Venezuela is so far from us. How would what's happening over there impact the Cayman Islands? I did mention it on before the 19th on For the Record as well, whether or not we were monitoring the situation, because when you have instability in a country and you have refugees leaving, they usually go to bordering countries, but it's not unusual for them to take to travel by sea as well to reach other destinations. Now, for those of you who have been following the news over the weekend from Saturday and what has occurred in Venezuela, and then we saw where the U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, he's also National Security Advisor, amongst other things, when asked about the situation in Cuba, he didn't rule out some action being taken in Cuba as well. And we know that Mr. Rubio is of Cuban heritage, as well. So while he may have had issues with Maduro, and we heard them point to the fact that one of the reasons that they extricated Maduro had to do with the fact that he had put out some sort of a hit on Marco Rubio, and that may have motivated that, even though I don't believe that that is a part of the indictment. I'm not sure that that's a part of the indictment. But we also know the position of Mr. Rubio and those in South Florida, those Cubans in South Florida, about the situation in Cuba. He did not rule out action being taken in Cuba. And you can bet your bottom dollar that if there's any instability in Cuba, we will feel the effect of it. So Mr. Bryan's question at the time, while it was in relation to Venezuela, is even more relevant today in the situation with Cuba, based on what Mr. Rubio has said. We, of course, have to wait and see what transpires, but what we can't do is we cannot wait for it to happen for us to then react to it. We have to be prepared. And to me, this now is where the UK needs to be consulted, and we need to know what assistance will be rendered to the Cayman Islands in the event that such action is taken in Cuba as well. Folks, with that, we're going to take a commercial break. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Hey, new drivers, don't just drive, drive smart. Cynical and Inspire Cayman's Safe Driver program will show you how. Get real-life simulator training and classroom sessions to help you gain experience, stay alert, and avoid accidents. Learn to recognize risk, manage fatigue, and make smart choices behind the wheel. Certified participants may even pay less for Cynical motor insurance. Learn more and register at cynical.ky. Cynical, keeping Cayman covered.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite Band-Aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. Don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
The Department of Agriculture advises the public of their new operating hours for the Grand Cayman Commercial Center, formerly known as the Sales Warehouse, and the Plant Nursery. Effective December 1st, 2025, the new hours are Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., Saturdays from 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. The facilities will be closed on Sundays and public holidays. The DOA thanks you for your continued support.
For the record, with ORRETT Connor.
And welcome back to For the Record, first day of broadcasting For the Record for the year 2026. And we wish for all of our listeners and our viewers, even though you're not unable to view today, but in the coming days as well, we wish all of you a happy, healthy, and bountiful 2026. I would say my focus is going to be on health, staying healthy. And if I'm able to stay healthy, then I'm able to be happy. I'm probably able to be bountiful as well. And my bountifulness is in relation to my crops, my fruit trees, and everything. I've been getting, lots of akis and stuff like that. And if I'm able to go out early in the morning and look at my trees, pick the akis and whatever. But folks, it's not about me.
But before you go, Nosy,
okay.
You've got a great green thumb. You probably could tell us some secret of how you get your plants, your crops so bountiful.
If I told you wouldn't believe it. As far as the aca trees are concerned, right? I planted one aca tree in the yard, and of course, when you're cleaning the ackee and the aca seeds and stuff like that, you're going to dump them eventually, or animals will move the seed from one place to the other and they sprout. So I planted one aca tree. I now have, at one point in time, I had 5. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. One time I had 6. I have 5 aca trees and I only planted one. The rest sprouted up there on their own. So here's my green thumb secret to you. If something sprouts up in your yard on its own and it's a fruit tree, leave it where it is, because that is where that it will grow the best. I remember when we were building our house, and Kareem was a toddler then, and he would be outside, and we for the workers and stuff, we used to mix a lot of lemonade. Right. And by throwing out the lime seeds, a lime tree sprouted up. And Kareem took a machete, and he was just walking. It must have been couldn't have been any more than about 3 years old. And he took that machete and he chopped that lime tree. And it was only then that lime tree grew. And I used to when we used to hang out down on Mary Street by the late Arthur Moore's house. I used to carry the limes down there by the Foster's bags full, practically every day, and unfortunately lost that lime tree in Hurricane Ivan. But it's also important for you to care what the trees that you have, fertilize them. Right now, I'm trying to sprout some more lime seeds, because the lime trees are very difficult. And at one point in time, I think there was some disease in the Cayman Islands. So everyone was complaining over the fact that it was so difficult to catch a lime tree, or it would, always something would kill it. They're very sensitive, extremely sensitive. You have to be careful how you prune a lime tree, because you will kill it as well. So,
do they require a lot of water?
Not a lot once they have gotten to a certain height. And sometimes they can be extremely deceptive as well. Just a few weeks ago, it looked like the leaves were drying up on one of my trees. Mm-hmm. And then that was because new leaves were starting to come out, as well. And also, you spend a little bit of money and buy fertilizer, or all-purpose fertilizer or something else, to fertilize your trees, especially in the off season as well, so you prepare them, for the bearing season again. That's important. But I try to get little tips whenever I go to the agriculture department or talk, to certain people. My good friend Mr. Ard McLean is heavy into agriculture now as well, so I get some tips from him. Then of course I have my good friend Rodney, who's up in High Rock. He does farming, as well. And, I get as many tips as I possibly can.
Thanks very much for that information. We got a call.
Okay, let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. A happy, healthy, and bountiful 2026 to you.
Happy New Year, OC, and happy New Year to Miss Susan in the background and to your listeners. It's Kenneth Bryan. How you doing, OC?
Thank you. I'm fine. Nice to hear from you.
Good. Just a little secret for you. If you're having problems with your lime tree and you can't get any sprouted, the best way to catch a lime tree is to air layer it because it's so easily done. Just do a little chip off the edge of the bark and put a little bag with soil around it. Within 2 weeks, you'll see a brand new tree sprouting.
Yep.
Air layered, like dozens of them. As you know, I have a half a green thumb from my mommy. So.
Well, if it's anything close to hers, you're pretty good because she's good at it. Her and my sister, extremely close. Anis.
Us very much. Yes. And Miss Anis her garden is probably one of the most beautiful gardens I've seen in my life. So she definitely loves her flowers.
Oh yeah, what a woman loves a flower.
Yes. I was calling because I overheard you speak about the email I sent to the governor in respect to the regional safety concerns. And I know I did get some interesting comments as to why am I asking about that. But it becomes, you highlighted exactly what my concerns are, is you start to speak about it before it becomes a problem and before it expands. And you have a right to be concerned to say, okay, then is it going to come closer to home? And at first, when I sent the email, it was about, our mariners, our fishermen are out. You're hearing all these stories about, boats being blown up. And I heard a lot of my people being concerned about a lot of the fishermen, which both you and I know them very well. So that's where the concern came into play.
Okay.
But obviously, it is now going to a different level altogether. With the discussions about Cuba, and which is, on a good night, if you look out, you can probably see the lights of Cuba if you're higher enough. So, I mean, the response that we got, and I was quite comfortable, obviously, the most important thing is it's on the governor's radar, and they're monitoring it, and has been in talks with the UK to make sure that our safety and security is protected. And obviously we have relationships with the United States that have protections for our overseas territories. I'm not worried about that, but I think the biggest thing that was supposed to be done is to ease the fears of the public.
Mm-hmm.
That's the important part, right? Which is, don't worry, I'm in charge of your external security. The UK is monitoring it. There's nothing for us to be concerned about. So people can relax and not be concerned. But now, even more so, I am certain the conversation would come back up. But I sent you a copy of her response,
yes,
which I was satisfied with. But they did respond by saying it is something that they're monitoring, and they're working with the appropriate officials to ensure that our safety is protected. But that was obviously right before Christmas, and it wasn't escalated to this point. So I don't know if maybe I'm due for a follow-up to say, has anything changed? But in the email response to me as Deputy Leader of Opposition, they did say if anything changes, feel free to reach back out to them. So I'm just doing my constitutional member of parliament duties to talk to the person who's in charge of our borders, which is the governor through the UK.
Okay, so you don't think at this point in time that it'll be necessary for you to do a follow-up question, getting a little bit more personal in terms of the fact that it is quite possible, based on the comments made by Mr. Rubio, that Cuba could be next, that it is necessary now to sound her out on that because it's much closer to home now.
Yeah, I mean, naturally, I didn't even want to have to be the person speaking about this publicly. I was trying to encourage them to do their own speaking to give the comfort of the people. But I will be following up because it is a lot closer to home, and the possibilities are a bit scary. But you don't want to bring too much fear into the public domain about something that possibly will not happen, because you start affecting quality of life. So I'm only going to respond if I continue to hear more things from the public as to their worry. I think there's some people out there who would like to hear from the governor and the governor's office and the leader, the premier, to say, give me some comforting messaging. Don't worry, we're monitoring this. All the indications that we've had, there's no concerns to be worried about, because there may be international conversations that are having between the UK and the US that we don't know about. Even me as an MP may not be exposed to. So just some comforting words would ease the nerves of many people. But the possibilities of what Marco Rubio said, it is worrying, because if it becomes a problem, it may not just simply be an evacuation of a leader. It could be, something worse. And I don't want to say anything further than that, but I will be continuing to have conversations with the UK's representative, the governor. And if I feel that there's something that I need to say publicly on behalf of the good people of the Cayman Islands, then I will do so. But for now, I'm going to try to keep the conversation within the respected means of the governor and the MP. And if I see that there's something I personally, on behalf of my people, believe needs to be said publicly, I'll do so. But I hope they're listening, and I hope they recognize that people have concerns about it, and maybe it's time for them to just say something that eases their concerns.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you on Wednesday.
Yes, sir. Look forward to seeing you. We're filing 2 motions right now. I'm actually at Parliament with my leader. So we'll have some news for you before 12 o'clock.
Okay.
And then we can discuss them on Wednesday as well.
Certainly. Looking forward to that. You have a great and safe day as well, Mr. Brian.
You too, Mr. Connor, and to your listening audience.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We have a caller on the WhatsApp number. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. A happy, healthy, and bountiful 2026 to you and yours.
Yeah, same to you, Mr. O'Connor.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, speaking about war, these are some serious times. And concerning England protecting us. That's not something that we can be sure about.
You have doubts about the UK being able to protect us?
Well, Mr. O'Connor, I'll just get to the point.
Okay.
The Bible warns us that in World War III, America and England will be totally destroyed. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, caller, for that as well. We're going to go to a commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned. For the Record, we'll be back shortly.
She hear clunk and her car stop. I was just about to send her some money, so I send it straight to her JN Money Transfer card. It cost me less, and perhaps she use the card, pay the garage right away. She'll get discount through the JN Rewards program in Jamaica. This card make things easy. You can even get funds at any multi-link ATM.
JN Money Transfer Card. Fast, affordable, convenient. Tell your loved ones in Jamaica about it. Sign up is free.
Babe, not tonight. You keep poking me and I need to be rested for meetings tomorrow.
What? I was almost asleep. That's the mattress spring I keep telling you about, not me. We really need to get a new mattress.
Tossing and turning, back hurting, can't sleep? It might be time to turn in your old mattress and go to bed with a new one. Browse the huge mattress showroom at Brand Source Home Gallery and pick the perfect mattress today. With mattresses to suit every budget, Brand Source Home Gallery stocks a wide selection of sizes and styles like pillow top and gel memory foam. So stop tossing and turning and sleep better tonight with a new mattress from Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite band-aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. But don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superhero shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Record with ORRETT Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. First broadcast of For the Record in the year 2026. We do have a caller. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. A happy, healthy, and bountiful 2026 to you and to yours as well.
Good morning, Mr. Connor.
Good morning. Good morning.
Susan, and Happy New Year to both of you.
Thank you.
And welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's like what they say, you never miss it until it's gone, right? So we were all anxiously awaiting your return. Anyway, as you were there speaking about I'm going to call it the conflict with U.S. and Venezuela, if I may use that word. And I was listening to MP Brian just now, and what I would say is it is important to stress to some people here in Cayman, because I don't think they've actually grasped, the magnitude of this. And even if the U.S. didn't decide to invade Cuba, just what they've done already has impacted a lot of the Caribbean economically. I don't know if anyone listened to the Honorable Mia Motley and, how long they had to shut down their airspace and all of the other islands in South Caribbean and moving up into what I call the middle section there of the Caribbean up to Puerto Rico. And so imagine if our airspace had been shut down as well. I don't know if it was, and she named out the amount of flights and how many passengers those flights had on it. So, of course, they suffered loss from that. And I was watching the news earlier and also saw where in the U.S. the airports are now, backed up with people trying to travel as well. And airlines are now having to, put on increased flights to get these people to where they're going. So for those who are rejoicing and think this was a great thing, I would beg them to rethink that, because there was nothing great about it, and it is so close to home, and maybe they should read, what happened in the 60s when Russia took their missiles into Cuba.
1962.
And, yes. And thankfully, because of double spies back then, America found out, and then they were able to intercept the warheads. And maybe what a lot of people do not understand is that Russia has always used Cuba as an ally because of its proximity to the U.S. And if they know geography, then they know where we are in proximity to Cuba. And I'm going to use the word allegedly. Russia allegedly now has missiles in Cuba. And it's my opinion that Russia is just sitting patiently waiting to strike the U.S. and to bring them to their knees. And they will do it from Cuba. So when that happens, who will be the first casualties of that war? Even before it hits the U.S., we're going to be hit because we'll get the backlash. So apart from the economic loss, there could be many, many loss of lives as well. And although they claimed that there were no casualties in this invasion, there were many. In fact, I was listening to the news this morning, and they mentioned how many Cubans were killed because Cuba had already had military in there to protect Maduro. And there was already exchange of fire when the helicopters were moving into the airspace. So even American military were hurt. I don't know if any were killed, but they were hurt also. So this is nothing to celebrate about. It doesn't matter who you support. You need to be fair and sensible about this and understand this might just be the beginning of something very, very catastrophic.
Yep, certainly has the potential.
Yes. And like I said, we, all of us here in the Caribbean, should be pay attention and be extremely concerned, because anything could happen. Even if there's not a missile strike, there could be air strikes, you know. So I would rejoice, regardless of who you support, regardless of who you admire, regardless of who you've put on a pedestal. This is nothing to rejoice about.
Yes, caller, I want to thank you. Thank you, very much, for sharing that with us. And, while we don't want to sound alarmist, it isn't something, like you said, that we should ignore. We can't ignore it. It has to be first and foremost in our minds in terms, of the possibility of it happening. And not only that, what do we do? How do we plan for it?
I'm not sure if I'm still on.
Yep, you're still on there.
Okay. That in itself should be very concerning, bearing in mind where we are. We don't have a military. We belong to England. And think about how long it would take them to get military here to help us. And the other islands that are independent and have their own military, we certainly can't borrow from them, because they will have to be protecting themselves. So again, I say, this is not a matter to celebrate. This should be very concerning. And I would imagine that anyone that has gone through any of the world wars that might still be alive today, maybe they could come on and speak and tell people that this is serious.
Mm-hmm.
We hope it don't happen, but this is how wars start, So, and nobody wants to have to live through a war. I can assure you of that. I remember my father telling me about in World War II, what happened. And they were civilians, but what used to happen, they couldn't even turn on lights, They didn't even have paper to write on. People were saving the newspapers and writing between the columns, where it was blank.
Mm-hmm.
So, these are things we take for granted. Imagine now when we don't get gasoline, when we don't get diesel, when there's when there's a shortage of supply, to bring our food in. So it puts us in the Caribbean, us the Cayman Islands, in a worse position than most of the other islands, because we are dependent on importation for everything.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I say, please don't celebrate this, regardless of who you celebrate or you support. Don't celebrate the incident.
Yep.
This is nothing to laugh about.
Thank you very much, caller, for that. We have another caller on hold, Ms. Susan. Let's go to the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Happy, healthy, and bountiful 2026 to you and your family.
Thank you very much, my friend, and the same to you and your family. And let's hope that 26 will be a more quiet and successful 25.
Okay, thank you.
I just want to get to the first point about Lord Graham. Some of the comments that he made, I shall say that I fully support it. While we have to be tolerant, we should not take the fact out of it that we have a lot of, shall I call them, just people on work permits into this island that are taking advantage in taking Cayman kindness for weakness. You have a lot of people, many in this island that could be, I don't know, I cannot quantify, but they come here with an attitude problem, their attitude like this is, and they come from all walks of life. They look at Caymanians like some kind of outer space aliens that they don't have any respect for. But I just want to say that part of it first, that Lord Graham was on track from my point of view, very much. Then we'll go now to another page. We're talking about the present situation with Venezuela. I remember clearly when the missile crisis was with Cuba. And what did Kennedy say? You know, you have to turn back because you're just not coming into Cuba. Khrushchev was president of Russia at the time, and so said, so done, because Kennedy was a serious guy. But so many things has changed now. A war will be more technology than physical manpower. If you look at what's happening in Ukraine, Ukraine is almost bringing Russia to her knees with what? Those robots that they are just flying all over the place, and it's not manned, just controlled by technology. So whatever happens in Venezuela or Cuba, I don't know that we would be so successful in putting physical people out there, which we should have, but the war will be fought by technology. Another page is we talking about food and what will happen. Well, we got all of these people that come in here, OC, and try to tell us everything about feral chickens. We can't feed the chickens because of, the chicken virus and all that kind of thing. I will ask you, with no disrespect, as well as the whole Cayman Islands, tell me today, do we know what we are eating with all of this imported food from America? All of these chickens, we just go to the supermarket because it has the USDA stamp on top. We think it is safe to eat. While you got your own chickens in this country, which is more healthy to your body, has more nutrition than anything that is imported, but we play that down. And no disrespect to America, but we are becoming so Americanized that if it doesn't come out of a grocery store or a supermarket, we don't touch it, okay?
Yep.
What we did before, be careful that we don't have to go back and do what we did before. But we're too proud now to get a little bit of topsoil under our fingernails and try to plant a couple of potatoes, and be realistic. My friend, you know what's happening to us? We are just, we missed the train. We missed the train, and the younger generation, I don't know what they're thinking about, because not everyone is going to get an office job. Somebody better decide that they're going to get out and get some sun on top of their backside and sweat and make things a little better for themselves, because I am at an age now that, I've seen it all. I've seen it all. And I'm still not sitting by with my arms full. I'm out there doing my regular thing in my little garden, walking, feeding some chickens, and happy-go-lucky guy. So I just hope that what I've said will be taken in the context that it was made to be. So I want to wish you again all the best, and have yourself a pleasant New Year, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. The same to you, and please stay safe out there as well. We're going to take a commercial break. I just want to say to the person who wrote about the who commented on or questioned why is it that I'm always suggesting to put more burden on the businesses of Caymanians, that I will read your entire comments and then, of course, comment on it as soon as we return from this commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget. Our custom closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
On a daily basis, making it easy to connect with you, our listeners. Add us to WhatsApp today, 925-3261. That's 925-3261.
Radio Cayman.
Send a text or voice note.
Message us at 925-3261 on WhatsApp today and get active with Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
We bring the sacrifice of praise into the house of the Lord.
Radio Cayman, this is how we wake you up in the morning. Praise time on Radio Cayman.
Sing your praise to the Lord. Come on, everybody, stand up and sing one more. Hallelujah, give your praise to the Lord. We are united in Jesus Christ. We are the soldiers of the land.
Praise time.
Weekday mornings from 6 until 6:30.
There's a meeting up in heaven. Roll call. It's a name in the Lamb's Book of Life. Roll call, brother, sister. Roll call. If you don't stop shouting, if you don't stop dancing, we gonna put you out of our church.
Praise time.
Jesus in the morning, yeah.
Weekday mornings from 6 until 6:30.
Your song flowed through my lips. Your work moved through my hands. Your thoughts stay on my mind. Live in me.
For the record, with ORRETT Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Less than 15 minutes to go in the show this morning. So one of our listeners has written and said, good morning, OC. Why is it you always suggesting to put more burden on the businesses of Caymanians? Why should we hire a company to do a background check on applicants who we are submitting to work for our businesses? It's my opinion you are safeguarding the government with their incompetence to use Interpol. And you mislead Graham that Interpol would have to check all countries for a person's criminal record. I'm not sure that I said that, but if I did, Not so. Most of these people we have to bring in to work have never left the country of origin. Please stop suggesting more burden on Caymanian businesses. Well, Caymanian businesses, and not only Caymanian businesses, but any other business, has to assume some responsibility, right? You are responsible for the bona fides of the individual that you are applying for a work permit for. You, to a certain extent, have to assume responsibility. I always used to say when we had that repatriation fee, that was a deposit that was put there that you could get back. These days you don't get it back, but it was there. The repatriation fee was only in respect of a live person being repatriated to their country of origin. In those unfortunate instances when people, work permit holders actually were deceased, it certainly costs more to repatriate the body than it would cost to repatriate a human being. And that was something that was never factored into the repatriation fee as well. I'm not even sure whether or not it is still, considered that way. But yes, businesses have to assume the responsibility Just like you have to assume the responsibility of paying the work permit fees, which many of you still fail to do. You allow your workers to do it, and we don't hear anything about it. When do you hear about it? When there's some contention between the worker and his employer. And then the worker will go in to the authorities and say, oh, and I had to pay my work permit, fees, as well. So you're responsible for paying work permit fees. You're responsible, believe it or not, also for providing adequate accommodation, or to ensure that adequate accommodation, is provided for the person. Remember now, it is not the work permit holder who's making the application. It is you, the employer, as well. So while we may not want to overburden Caymanian companies, there's a certain amount of responsibility that Caymanian-owned companies, as well as those that companies that have a local companies control license that are not Caymanian control, there's a certain amount of burden that they need to also shoulder as well. We have a call on the WhatsApp. Ms. Susan, let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. A happy, healthy, and bountiful 2026 to you and yours. Welcome.
Happy New Year to you too.
Thank you. Thank you very
To
much.
Miss Susan, I haven't heard her voice in a while. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I am listening carefully. What you said, you wasn't wrong, Mr. OC. This is what I'm asking to be addressed, not only with the employers or the permit holders or the employees. It is a highway racketing going on in most of these companies. And you know what they do? They target the young companies that stand out for what is right. My company been targeted. I've been written letters upon letters. And it don't come from persons that don't know the law. These are persons that work with the law, in the law, and working for the government system. So when you mention what you mentioned this morning, whomever want to oppose it, they know why. It's a highway racketing. You have permit holders paying for them permit holders own company, permit holders sanction with some of them who even own the police station. So it's a lot. And this 2026 is a lot going to come out of me. It's a lot because I've been burnt and it's shoved under the carpet. All because I'm standing for what is right. Mr. OC, stand for what is right. That's what I know you for. And others. And those who don't want to join the bandwagon for what is right, the government must know what to do.
Thank you. Thank you very much, caller, for that. And certainly right here on Radio Cayman and For the Record, we will stand for the right as well. I believe maybe another call coming in. No call coming in. So this person shared with me UK assurance in the region. Why did it have to take our MP to get a response about the US in the region from the UK? If they are really our protectors, shouldn't they have been more proactive? Good question. Well, now that there's a possibility, based on what Mr. Rubio has said, now that there's a possibility that things could be much closer to home, we will see what is taking place. And we shouldn't expect that the UK is going to announce, what they're doing as well. Remember, we have a memorandum of understanding with Cuba in relation to the return of refugees. But if there's any sort of regime change in Cuba, and if it doesn't take place smoothly, then we can almost expect that you're going to have persons fleeing Cuba. If that conflict is between the U.S. and Cuba, those refugees are not going to head north. They're going to head south, away, trying to get away from the conflict. Other question would be, and this one may be a little bit controversial, but I'll mention it anyway because we have to think of everything. We have to think of everything. We see in the situation in Venezuela, many neighboring countries cooperating with the U.S. Trinidad and Tobago, as well as the Dominican Republic, and of course we have Puerto Rico, that is part of the U.S. They have all made their landing, their airports, made them available for the U.S. to use in the event of a conflict with the U.S. and Cuba. Would that request also be made to the Cayman Islands to use our airport as a staging ground or, for refueling or whatever? Because they may not want to just, fight a war on their northern front, but they may want to activate from the southern front as well. These are all possibilities. Not saying that they're happening, and folks, get me right. I'm not trying to raise any alarms. I'm just saying those are things that we have to consider, that we have to talk about. And again, we talk about Cayman Islands and we talk about our parliament being supreme and everything. Those decisions in relation to the use of Cayman soil, those decisions will not be made by our local politicians. They will be made by the United Kingdom. And why? Because we are a colony of the United Kingdom. We are a British overseas territory. And they would determine, when it comes to foreign policy, what takes place as well. Just want to make sure I share all of the other messages that may have come in. This person says, Happy New Year. This person, in my opinion, opposes what you mentioned because they don't care. No, I believe they care. But the comment in relation to burdening Cayman Islands businesses is certainly pertinent. It's appropriate. But I don't think that in certain instances that the government should have to bear the burden, of that. You submit the application, you submit what the authorities want in relation to the bona fides, of that person, and then it's up to the government to look at it and to see whether or not they accept what you submit, to them as well. If the government wants to go further in terms of checking that out, that may mean a much longer delay in relation to your application as well. Just checking all of the WhatsApp messages to make sure I haven't left anyone out. Meanwhile, I want to say thank you to all of you who contributed this morning in this year 2026, where there will certainly be challenges, where there will be new experiences for the Cayman Islands. We certainly remain optimistic in our outlook for the future of the Cayman Islands, and we can all do our part to make life successful, to make improve the quality of life here in the Cayman Islands. We all need to do our part, and in doing that, some of the things that we should bear in mind and that the tools that we should use to accomplish that are compassion, tolerance, and our willingness to coexist. And in doing all of that, we should not be subservient to any person or persons as well. With that, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman and by extension For the Record into your homes, into your vehicles, as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands into your places of work. I want to remind you that we are our brothers and our sisters' keepers. There is always someone out there who's less fortunate than we are. And I ask you to extend a helping hand to them. If you can't do that, then I suggest you donate to a worthy charity, because we always want to consider those who need, not necessarily those who want or even those who crave. So I say to you, have a great day. Continue to support your radio station, the People's Radio Station, Radio Cayman. Join Mr. Charles Glidden Chalo at 12:15 for Talk Today. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to continue to bless and protect these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the Record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Doctor's Hospital, peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. Kirk Market, experience a world of choice. JN Money, from abroad to Yad. And Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
Covering Little Cayman, Cayman Bright.